Good morning. Good morning. I wanted to answer this because this is my stress for today. This is my fear for today. So I have to do a Bible study. Every time I'm afraid, I open the Bible. Um and yeah, I know logically I don't have any blockage, but that's what we're waiting for. Waiting for the cardiologist's appointment this week. And I have been trying to get it pushed up. It's not going to happen. And then I even tried, they must think I'm so annoying. I tried to get it done over the phone, but that's not how they do it. We're waiting for surgery clearance. And once the cardiologist says everything's fine, there's no blockage, then he will communicate to my gynecologist, and then we can go from there to get me a date. We're looking at the week of the 20th. I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to be doing because I was told it would be immediately done. So I don't know. So I've been having nightmares, or not nightmares, because I don't get night terrors. I don't wake up like that. But I do have disturbing dreams about having tubes literally come out of my skin, out of my heart, like out of my heart. I'm also having chest pains, or I'm perceiving them as chest twinges or pains, because that's all I keep thinking about is like, what if I do have blockage? And when I asked the woman who was helping me get ready for my stress test, what happens if I do have blockage? And she said, your surgery date would be the least of your problems. Then the next step would be we would schedule you immediately for a heart catheter, and they would go in there and look for it, and they would fix it. Or, well, that part, I'm assuming they would fix it. My coworker said that they would fix it immediately. Whatever your blockage is, they're going to fix that. So I have one more hurdle to get through. And I put hot cocoa mix because we ran out of creamer. And I have a backup powder creamer that I hate. I won't use it. So I just put hot cocoa mix, and it's so good. And I want to thank you. Thank you for following this journey. I mean, I want to encourage women to take all forms of heavy bleeding seriously. We document when we bleed, but we've got to start documenting how much we're bleeding. Your period can affect you for the whole month. You have these heavy 4-day periods and you're thinking, oh, thank God it's over. Please replenish yourself. I never did. I never took care of myself. And I'm going to do a video. I'm getting emotional thinking about it. On my journey to love my body, there is some disassociation going on that just, I don't know if I'm using the proper term, but I feel like that. Like, I separate myself from my body. When you're a victim of trauma, that's what you do to survive. So my body never belonged to me. And it belonged to everybody. It belonged to the doctors when I was, if you've ever had a child, you know how they just come at you and they lift up your boobs and they probe your boobs and they tug at your tummy and they tug at your pelvic area, they get into your pelvic area, and some women who've never been violated as women or children, just they're in shock at how much touching there is in a doctor's visit, and I've never been shocked. It just an actual crime was committed against me. I That's so dramatic, and me even joking that it's so dramatic and that it's so dramatic. My daughter, one of my daughters, gets very disturbed. She's very disturbed by the story. A doctor gave me a cosmetic procedure without my consent for my husband at the time. And I didn't even know that was a crime until years later. We're talking like 20 years later. And I don't feel any rage. I don't feel any rage. Because if I actually cared about my body, then I would be healthier. And now, with the bleeding, which is under control, I'm going through something. It's been It's been 45 years that my body hasn't belonged to me, and I want to take it back. I want to take my body back, take care of her. So I'm now afraid. Now I care. Now I want to know, what is it that I'm eating? What is it that I'm doing? I want to calculate everything, every drop of blood that I lose, every bit of hair that falls out. I want to know why. I want to know why my nails are thin. I want to know everything. And this goes hand in hand. Girls are raised a certain way in a Protestant church. Again, you're told your body belongs to God. It's his temple. And then you're told to save it for your husband. But there's a disconnect when you're a child of abuse, because you automatically know deep down in your side that's a lie. My body doesn't belong to me, and it can't possibly belong to God. And save myself, I didn't. How could I? How could I have at such a young age? So now I find myself going through something. Menopause has really done a number on my head, because now I see God telling me, your body's been through war, and let me help you reclaim it. Let me help you reclaim it. I don't see God telling me that I'm a temple. I see God loving me and saying, I'm going to help you. And so I'm going through big journeys right now. I'm a little hobbit on a big adventure. um, but yeah, I thank God for this journey. You know, I because I was leaning on him when I was bleeding. There were nights where I would cry and I would say, "No, I'm not ready to go. Please, please, please don't let people let me slip through the cracks. Please give me the medical care. I don't want to accidentally hemorrhage to death or have a stroke or a heart attack because I'm not getting, medical care quick enough." But he answered that prayer. I was surrounded by competent people. Even my daughter's mother-in-law came through and helped me when I was at when eventually when I went to the ER that afternoon. We found out it had plummeted so low, my hemoglobin numbers. And I think, we just don't realize how much blood we're losing in a period. That was never discussed with me. I can't be angry at the people that were responsible for me for not having these conversations. So now I'm just like, let's fix it. I want all my daughters and my sons to be prepared. They should be constantly researching their own bodies. They should be constantly researching everything. And you know what's so funny is that I have a son and I know where it comes from. I know why he's like this. Because there were times when he was little, he wanted to go to the doctor all the time for every um, ailment. And being a mother that knew you just have a cold or you're just sick, Papa. We're going to give you some whatever medicine we had at the time. And you're going to be fine. You're going to get some Tylenol. But he felt like I need to go to the doctor. So I always felt like I was denying him medical care. It's like, I want to go to the doctor. I need to go to the doctor. I'm like, Papa, you don't even have a fever. There were times he didn't even have a fever. But but see, it was more troubling to him, which I think made him mistrust me because there were times where I said, we can't go to the doctor because I don't have the money. I mean, when my kids got sick, they got sick together. So it was like, boom, 4 kids. Ain't no doctor going to charge you for one visit. They're going to charge you for 4. And even though they had insurance, a single mother who is struggling to make ends meet is thinking, oh, $30 times 4. Do I have that money? And their father and I were never in a good place. We didn't get into a good place till they were teenagers. And by then I had a little bit more income. But yeah, there was never anyone I could really say, "Hey, I need help." Um So I think he grew up with mistrust. Like, are you really saying that I'm okay and I don't need to go to the doctor? Because once or twice I've said, "Oh, I'm not going to take you to the doctor. You're just going to stay home and you're going to drink your tea and you put the mentholatum on and what have you." And they would get better. I probably shouldn't have ever said, I'm not taking all of y'all to the doctor because I don't have the money. I should have said that, because for him, it sparked something in his brain. You mean you're not going to take me to the doctor because we're poor? And that bugged him. And same thing with pets. Yeah, we had a pet with this, I don't even want to talk about it, but it had this abscess on its ear. And I said, that's an outdoor cat. I'm not going to spend, lots of money on it. And you're just going to have to let it heal on its own. And sure enough, it did. I mean, cats, it popped on its own. Thank God it was all outside. And then Katie went out there and cleaned him up. And Katie was always our little vet. I said, I'm literally taking money. I'm taking food out of y'all's mouths to give it to that cat. I can't do medical. I'm not, and I would kind of get mad, because he would insist and insist. I'm like, baby, I haven't even gone to a doctor. I'm not taking that cat to a doctor. It's going to have to live its life naturally. And that deeply affected him. I don't know if that's wind. But anyway, it really did affect him. And so out of all the kids, he's the one that he has a red bump on his finger. He's at the doctor. He hears anything about one of our cats. Mom, are you going to take it to the vet? I'm like, Mom, baby, yes. If it's sick, it's not sick. It's not sick. Well, I want him to, I think you should take him to the vet, and I'm going to pay for it. I'm going to send you money. And I'm telling him, we have money. Calm down. If he needs to go to the vet, I will take him to the vet. Well, he needs to go to the vet, and you need to go to the doctor. And, even when he heard about my issues, do you need money? Are you not going to the doctor because you don't have any money? Mom, now it's like really in his brain. He needs to get therapy, my baby boy. So he was always at the doctor getting help, which is fine. Go for it. I want him to. I want all my kids to be able to afford. And, which I'm so happy that my boys are in the military. I don't know what's going to happen because we have a new president that is assigning some Fox newscaster that's had a little bit of time in the military, and he wants to come in and gut the VA. He says some of the veterans are using too many services. I'm sorry, we were in a war for 20 years, and we still have Vietnam vets walking this earth. You want to gut what? You have sent millions and millions of boys to fight stupid wars. Both of them. Vietnam, we lost. Okay? We lost. The objective was never made. We never completed our mission. Iraq and Afghanistan, we lost. We didn't win anything. We didn't get anything. And now we have millions and millions of vets missing body parts with broken brains. And he thinks the vets are asking for a little bit too much. They need to learn how to stand on their feet. So we're gonna take a look at the services and put some caps on them. Son of a bitch. From a president who never served.